todos celebra kita el Pascua na tiempo de pandemia. El Pascua na tiempo de pandemia.
Venaya todo man alegría, el mirita cara, lo de verena, mas que cosa man, lang dito yung problema, rasalan con Diyos kung kalain deja, celebra kita con plena confianza, kay si Jesus, di ato na esperanza, este el tiempo, está todo unido, aquí na Emilia, solid kita todo.
De todo con alegría, olvidaan ay kita con el tristeza, el importante na todos celebra kita el Pascua na tiempo de pandemia. El Pascua na tiempo de pandemia.
And I know God has His purpose why He gave me this trial. The secret to my recovery first is prayer. Sharing my trial with the Almighty made this heavy load lighter, made me accept the situation easier. And then next is my family, of course. So yun ang nagbibigay sa akin ng hope na kailangan kong gumaling, kailangan kong umuwi.
I think this is the great opportunity for me to thank those people behind. First and foremost, I thank God for giving me the chance to live again. I know He will take care of me and just believe in the power of prayer. With that, I know I can surpass the challenges I have been through. I am sitting in front of you, sharing my experiences. And I just like to take it seriously na parang prayer lang talaga to surpass the challenges na kung anong meron.
Hope, healing and love. Hope, healing and love. Hope, healing and love.
Solid!
This Yuletide greetings is brought to you by Honorable Kagawad Severino Ronnie Rojas and family of Barangay Divisoria. Honorable Kagawad Aida Puchay and family of Barangay Divisoria. Buenas Travel and Tours. Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Biel of DBL Transportation Company Incorporated.
Hope, healing and love.
Zamboanga, di ato na stay.
Solid!
It's very clear pertaining to city ordinance, of course, and from the national government itself. They're asking to clear all these roads, major roads, diba? So, facing such thing, as per location alyan na side del Sunken Garden, am I right, Mr. Chair?
No. Inside the public market.
Inside the public market. I thought, because I was talking with our colleague just a while ago, Ablala down the side del Sunken Garden. Chene kasi the last time, alyan na side the Sunken Garden. Just want to make it clear, Mr. Chair.
There is a proposal from the market supervisor to make available Raja Sulaiman, Mercado Extension, and Ali 1 inside the public market for use of vendors. But under our existing ordinance, market ordinance, there is a prohibition on the selling of in these streets inside the public market. So one of the recommendations of the committee is to refer that conflicting matter to the DLG, which is obviously, to me, why refer it to DLG when we know already there is an existing ordinance prohibiting it? So the DLG might as well tell us, you refer to your ordinance.
Correct. That's why, as a city council, then we have to decide pertaining to that existing ordinance. Provided that we're not going to do a head-on situation with this existing ordinance. Di ba? Now, if we're gonna put that in that area, in the Sulaiman, I think for the sketch plan that was beside the sunken garden, kusa ka natin pasa, you know? We're trying to clean our city, then, you know, puni kita ko na Studio Traves, then, pertaining na ukay-ukay, sabi man kita ko sa present situation, maybe we can find a place, relocate them in such an area na channel gobyerno local del Zamboanga City, busca kita lugar na pwede kanila pune. Igual ba na Paranaque, if you see them, channel sila area just for ukay-ukay only. So, ala kita kanila pune. Not to that takilo, not to that side. I'm not happy and favorable with that kasi you know what will happen again to those place. That is on my opinion. Hindi sa opinion como Konsehal del Ciudad and tamira kita mga goods and bad kosa pwede pasa na datong syudad if that thing will be there, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Member Elago.
Good morning, Your Honors. Your Honors, it is very clear, Your Honor. First, there is a law that roads should not be a place where you can obstruct or put any thing, Your Honor. That road should be opened up to allow passage of people, of vehicles, Your Honor. Second, Your Honor, it was stated in the report that inside the public market, we will not allow selling or vending outside of our stalls and in the roads. Thirdly, Your Honor, yasusedya ka naton, Your Honor, yakemase ukay-ukay. Cuando yakemase, Your Honor, yase pa ka na issue kay debe bang akusa ko ng mga mayor ko ng mga executive officials dato kay porque daw yadeha ko na se manda kay Daniel ukay-ukay. Kita pa ya kay daw culpable yi, Your Honor. So it's about time. It's really about time na buska kita lugar onde kanila pone. Pero debe kita ya anay kanila yi, Your Honor. Because si Chenya tamen sucede, kita ya tamen el kedamalo yi. Porque kita ya deha ko na esos mga gente, okupa ko na si lugar, keda di la casa, baka Chenya de esos, baka alita durmi pa. Kabatan tapa illegally ko ng mga del mga electricity. Amos el problema, Your Honor. What we should do really is look for a place onde kanila pwede man-relocate akal tamen lugar na pwede sila asisen siya na business. Hindi tamen akal lugar escondido na abla na punta yede sila onde kita esta. Let's look for a place, Your Honor. I think pwede kita buska lugar na pwede kanila pone man-relocate and make this public market, main public market, a better place para open sa pwede biral yung mga behikulo, pwede entrar yung mga gente, kaya mas alibyaw ang mga gente niya. SLDB position, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Hindi yung pabor na pone sila asisibira o través ng DILG. Kita ya mismo, asya kita desisyon.
Member Villaflores, let's limit our discussion to the issue on whether it is proper for us to refer to the DILG the matter, considering that there is already a prohibition in our existing ordinance as well as there is jurisprudence which prohibits the same.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning. Advance Merry Christmas to everybody. To focus of the Mr. Chairman, that we have to concentrate on the first recommendations, that this matter should be referred to the DILG. For me is not proper, Mr. Chair, that we have to something that we have to decide. Only the puniki that any vending outside of the rows and buildings and sales shall be unlawful. It applies to all. But if you're going to visit our public market, it is very apparent, Mr. Chair, that you can see vendors even in the sidewalks, even in the streets. So, why can't tamiti kanila? Very unfortunate that these ukay-ukay vendors only stop doing their business when the city declared, or the IATF declared the so-called ECQ. So, nuhay sila bende. Nuhay sila bende. Ahora bila sila otra vez, hindi kanila tamanda bende. And the city is not getting anything from them. It's not gaining anything from them because they're not paying. So, they're asking on the Raja Sulaiman, which is, for me, it's another thing, it's next to impossible. The committee should perhaps recommend a place just like what we did to the Florea before, the balut vendors here outside of the city council as a Camino Leo, that we have to look for a place for them. It is not an easy task. It is not a decision to be done overnight. If we are going to discuss this time, it does not mean that tomorrow we have a place for them. It means further study, Mr. Chair. With this, I suggest that this matter should be referred back to the committee for further study. Why? In the number 2 recommendations, aside from referring this matter to the Department of Interior and Local Government, there is also a recommendation there to refer this matter to the Market Committee, special body. So, todo tang refer kita as if we are washing our hands here. So, what we should do is, if we're going to refer this market special body, why don't we refer back to the committee and let the committee decide to look for a place where to accommodate the ukay-ukay vendors, since we don't allow, under our ordinance, existing ordinance, we don't allow the selling of the vending na mismo Camino Adentro del Changi, Mr. Chair. So that's my humble suggestion, Mr. Chair, that we have to refer back to the committee for further committee hearing and to establish the possibility of relocating the vendors, the ukay-ukay vendors, outside the public market. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Member Eddington Olaso.
Just a overview, Mr. Chair. On the first recommendation, the reason why actually yo sa propone, kay insistent kad Mr. Chair, a representative del city admin, hablando kay CL Consejo lang daw iskribi ko ng LDILG, ay conforma daw sa LDILG. Pero, pirmi yun during committee hearing, emphasize yun ang memorandum circular del LDILG, even el opinion del representative del city legal. Pero, since amuman tamira kita tamira el consensus del August body, kay there's no need for us to refer it to the LG, might as well withdraw the first recommendation, but we have to still push through with the second recommendation. Why there's a need for us to have this be referred to the market committee is precisely because it is the market committee who has sole jurisdiction and authority to oversee operations and managements of all of our markets. It is in the ordinance, Mr. Chair. Take note, communications yan refer sa kanaton, no ay sa pasa na market committee, where in fact debe una sa kunal market committee, then the market committee amo man refer kanaton, not Mr. Padayhag. Kundo ya pregunta sa kami, Mr. Chair, during the committee hearing, el answer nila is on the negative. No ay sa pasa na market committee, and that's the very reason why this matter should first be referred to market committee, and it should be the market committee amo dali ka natin official communications. Todo kang mga issues diaton and concerns related con este gani regarding of there should be a place for them to operate the allowable allowed by law, then it should be the market committee can pwede rekomenda ka natin on the pwede sa kanila man transfer. Pirmi kita, Mr. Chair, klaro kat during the duration of the committee hearing, klaro kat yabla kita and emphasize that it is impossible for us to use the proposed site precisely because it is not in the ordinance and it is not allowed by a memorandum circular set forth by the DILG, Mr. Chair. But there is a need for us to have the market committee to once and for all to decide on this matter and make its proper recommendation, Mr. Chair.
Member Velasco.
So, as the proponent of the recommendations of the two recommendations during the committee hearing, Mr. Chair, I would recommend to the good chairperson of the Committee on Market and Slaughterhouse to withdraw the first recommendation, but still proceed to the recommendation number 2, Mr. Chair.
Agree, Mr. Chair. I move for the withdrawal of the first recommendation.
So,
And may I proceed, Mr. Chair, to the second recommendation?
although seconding, are you also withdrawing your second to the first recommendation? All those who seconded.
Mr. Chair, I'm withdrawing my seconding to the recommendation that I seconded before. But Mr. Chair, I got a very short query and recommendation. If it is possible, we'll transfer the ukay-ukay. We'll make it a pleasant one. Actually, ukay-ukay daton si pensa kita ukay-ukay dol umaling mirano. But actually, we can get imported products from that na pwede beneficial mga constituente daton. Since tapidi man sila hasta las 9 del noche, if I may suggest, and passing it to resolution, pwede kita po na Anu Boulevard dato na kiadelante. For a while lang man. Di ba? So, ang malagil din niya, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All those seconding. Yes, Member Jimenez.
Let's review the facts. Este grupo tapidi, no ay pase, tali sila tabende. So we are not supposed to talk of relocation or transfer. Which group? Tali atamense, baka manda kita kunesos. Bende ukay-ukay li donde. Tenya tamen otro grupo. Dali tamen problema ka naton. You see that? Por eso, let's not talk of relocation, finding a place for them, because right now they are not operating. And if it is temporary for 3 months, they're supposed to start December, January, February, that's all. So what for? That ulit atong kabesa, when we have no authority at all to discuss this matter. Because the ordinance is very clear. Doon naman kita kamino kanila manda okupa. Unless you have a place that is not a road. Ya kita nga kita ko na kilo sa kayo mga tabende ko sa kayo, mga balot. Taliya sila. No ay kita pwede kambya kanila ki. Right now, this is under rehabilitation. Tamira kita ni, tembrada de mga siyembra. Hindi kita pwede lipone. Destrozar tamin kunese, for sure. So if you have a road where you could go, that is still a violation of the ordinance. Why don't we just decide that we cannot do anything under the circumstances? Because of the provision of the ordinance and the cited decision of the Supreme Court. This will guide us in the circular of the DILG. Period, Mr. Chairman.
So the first recommendation is already withdrawn. Proceed.
The second recommendation, Mr. Chair, is to refer the matter to the Market Committee, special body of the Market Code, to conduct study and recommendations. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Seconding. Members Villaflores, Biok, Eding, Omaga, Olaso, Atilano, Pareja, Gingona, Vincent, Paul, Ilago, Lilibet Nuno, Hanapi, Bart. Comment.
Consistent. I cannot support it. What will the committee decide?
Maybe they will look for an alternative.
Well, if it's a place other than a road, it's possible. But we are only talking here of a road. They want a road. Where will they go? I don't know, unless we have already a suggested place, I can support it. But without that, I cannot support it, Mr. Chairman. I will vote against the recommendation.
Any other comment? Any other objection aside from Jimenez?
Comment,
Comment, Vincent Paul Elago.
comment, Mr. Chair.
Proceed, Vincent Paul Elago.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, my internet is really poor. But I just have a comment. When I was in Davao, I think my colleagues were with us when we went to Davao. I forgot, I think it was for the PCL. And there was this road, which is an important road. It's supposed to be busy in daytime. But this road was closed. And people were allowed to sell their wares, food, and other things, including massage services in that area. I was just wondering, is there a possibility for the city government to also duplicate something? I think it had something to do with an ordinance or something to that effect. Kasi pwede man sila si Kere sila. So, amo lang Caldimio, comment lang kay Your Honor. Thank you.
Member Tilano.
This is only a direct reaction. No? Akal time, may pakel circular del BILG to clear all public road. So ara chene, por eso ka si kita alang-alang. Thank you.
Any other Yes, Member Lasso.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for recognizing. Let me just refresh my memory. Pertaining to that matter in Davao, as far as Member Elago is concerned, de perasan ko sa tabla si Member Elago. When we're in Davao that time, chene mga market na kamino tapone. Okay? A portion of it, chene ukay-ukay, chene tan massage también. And during that time, Mr. Chair, sabi kita itself that Chenyakil LDILG circular ya pasa. Tabanda ya mang road clearing kunil daton mga kalye, kamino, aki na siyudad de Zamboanga, hindi lang aki, in entero Pilipinas. During those day yan nakita na Davao. Because I got my video there, yan video yo, ablayo, porke na Zamboanga, very strict, tasi ka naton todo, why in Davao, hindi tamo be. But as far as I remember, uno dato mga kulig yabla kumigo na ebay rabambanga kung Duterte. So it doesn't mean that talakita na Davao, Duterte sila, they will not follow the law. When we talk about the law, a law shall not be compromised. Diba? Ara kali presidente mi tatan, sige, diba? Hindi kailan mo. So, amo lang kere lang yung abla, tupagkal ko sa abla si Member Elago, kung na Davao, chenese. Kaya gani, abla yo, instead, making it difficult to them, kung este mga ukay-ukay vendors, why not talk with Mr. Raymond Padayhag? Lama kunele, sabi si Kenken Bakatse, para later on, hindi ya umenta. Because we know these ukay-ukay vendors, they're also Zamboangueños. They also earn for their livelihood. Aki na ukay-ukay lang. Makanasti makanila, as I've been a market committee chairman for 1 year. Talio na Changi, I'm visiting the market. And I know what's the sabi ko saldila problema na market. So we have to relocate them a decent place where they can sell their goods para talamakita someone is accusing that people are sleeping in the market. During that time when I conducted the cleaning at the Zamboanga City Market, a lot of poils, daw sa para ng mga illegal drugs Talya. And it is very clear that market was not maintained. So maybe I was the first councilor to clean that area, and even they warned me not to do so. Kasi si entra kita metelimpia liya, then our life might be at risk. But no, we have to do what is right. We have to do what is best for the city. The people has voted for us, and I'm doing that. I'm risking things because I want to perform and I want to do best for our city. I know that's not my job to clean there, but I have to do so because nobody is doing. I got my video, I got my photos during that time when we cleaned that building. If I'm not mistaken, building Sibakil, Yalimpia kami alya. Kay talya ya, hindi lang nga blood drugs, including talama kita tang sex alya de noche, which is very bad. So now, if we're gonna put them on a decent place, like Osaya Sel Davao, I don't think so these things will happen. Every one of us who went to PCL in Davao, we witnessed how they did it. Policemen are on the roads, tamiran mga police ko sa society. Talya lakil, it was well maintained, well organized, I mean. Si pwede kita sansina, that's why, I recommend tayo, if we can use our boulevard, new boulevard, as sansina, then I don't think so it will give us a problem. Well, in fact, when I was still a committee chairman on market, Chene Planol Council, several portion of boulevard. I think Member Jimenez is aware of that. Several portion del boulevard para pwede kita as a similar to Davao. And that is very brilliant idea. Bonito kel as a kitansina. But due to due to the law that constrained, we're not able to do so. Diba? But as of now, I think we can utilize this portion here. Dali kita na ukay-ukay vendors, and I don't think so it will be a problem, Mr. Chair. That's all for my comment, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Just last comment, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, President.
Chairman.
Provided if it is referred to the committee, market committee, if it is to look for a place and the place to be occupied is not a road, then there is nothing wrong with it, if there is a suitable place for that. I just want to be very clear on the way I am voting now.
Can we be clarified by the committee chair what the scope of the referral to the market committee will be?
Provided, if it is with that provision, I will vote in favor. Provided it is the suitable place is not a road. So we will not contravene our existing ordinance and the DILG secretary circular. If that is the referral to the committee, I'll vote in favor. Are you willing to amend? With that provision. So that the committee is properly guided already. Because that will be referred to us, perhaps. By that time, it's already too late.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I would like to agree on the comments of the gentleman from Ayala to include also those opinions.
So that the referral will be for purposes of finding an alternative area not contrary to existing ordinance and DILG issuance.
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Yes. Member Gingona?
May I be recognized?
Member Gingona, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. This representation was in receipt of a letter. I don't have the letter with me now, but it came from Mr. Raymond Padayhag, Amoyagane, requesting for the use of that road. And I told him via text message that I cannot decide this on my own. So we have to refer this to the August body. That's why there was a letter earlier which we referred to the committee. Now, after hearing all of my distinguished colleagues manifest their observations, I agree that debe kita respeta el mga national directives such as Akilgane road clearing operations. But at the same time also we understand the plight, the situation of the ukay-ukay vendors
na tabus ka lang at sila livelihood opportunities. So, with that, Mr. Chairman, I just have one question with the committee chairperson, Committee on Market. May I be abreast, no? KNL members, there's the market committee special body. KNL members.
Member Umaga, under the ordinance, can you please inform us the members of the market code under the market ordinance?
On the market committee, Mr. Chair, I have the list of the members here.
Yes, kindly read it, Mr.
The
Chair.
chairman is the city administrator. The vice chairman is the city treasurer. Members are city legal officer, city auditor, chairman on the committee on markets and slaughterhouse, presidents of duly accredited market stallholders association, one main market, one Santa Cruz commercial market. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. The reason why I asked that, because I was trying to think if the Committee on Market should continue this discussion or we should refer it to that special body. So with the members of that special body, I think that that committee is more appropriate to tackle the issues. No? And I was about to raise a concern which Member Jimenez already raised, that yung preguntera sa discussion ba el referral del matter limited ba na use of public road, but then it was already clarified. So yes, I agree that we should provide them a decent area wherein they can conduct livelihood activities, specifically sa ukay-ukay. But yes, also I agree that debe kita again, man-reinstate lang yun na debe kita respeta el national policy kay Chene kita, and also our local ordinance. So I was supposed to withdraw also my second, but I think no need yan because yan withdraw agad mismo recommendation. So with that, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Any other comment? Objection? Very short.
Very short, yes, Mr. Chair, very short. I seconded that motion repairing this matter, but I cannot help but ask the chairman, estos mga miembro del committee que taripiri kita, taki ba esos durante el committee hearing? Because you did mention chairman, the city administrator, then who arrived or who appeared was the assistant city administrator, meaning he represented the... May I?
Mr. Chair, Sir Cesaras was appointed by the mayor as the chairman for the market committee.
Yes.
So Cesaras is here during the meeting.
And among those names mentioned, fuera ko Cesar, king pe abuya. Akan na market, market, what was that special body? Market committee.
Market committee.
Sir Cesaras, me as a member also, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Mr. Presiding Officer.
Precisely, I asked that kay tapikuran ng gadyo. Quando taki sila, bakit sila pwede dali recommendations? Then, nisisita gali kita ma-repair kanila pagali. They were already present here. Idumi era kina pwede sila resolve kal mismo tiempo because they were here. Then we are repairing this back to the committee. That's my... Pero so gani ablayo, era de primero lang pa. Ya lang kita era diretso yung repair kanila, not to the committee. Oh, ya lang debe era kanila.
Mr. President, a comment. It was very clear a while ago that the matter was referred by Padayhan without the knowing of the market committee. That's why it was referred to our committee, and it was referred back to the market committee. That's the recommendation.
Anyway, taliyo man ese. Espera lang kita recommendation del committee. Okay, at least next time abuya sila, tinan sila mo recommendation. Di ba pare?
Any other comment? Any objection? Member Umaga.
Okay, with that provision,
So any objection?
I vote in favor.
There being none, the same is hereby approved. Next item, Member Piok, yes.
Mr. Chair, I move for the suspension of the rules to give way for the presentation of resolution to Doc Afdal Kunting.
Second.
Rule suspended. Member Piok, may I proceed?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. excerpts from the minutes of the regular session of the Sangguniang Panglungsod of Zamboanga held its session hall on November 10, 2020. Present, the City Vice Mayor Romel Agan, Jan Dalipe, Josephine Pareja, Albert Atilano Sr., Aljihan Eding, Jimmy Villaflores, Rogelio Valesco Jr., Vincent Paul A. Elago, Cesar M. Jimenez, Crisanto B. De La Cruz, Jerry E. Perez, Carijan Piok, via Zoom, Benjamin Gincona IV, Lilibet Nuño, Kimmer Adanti Olaso, Joselito A. Macrohon, El King Omaga, Tungku Hanapi, on leave of absences, Juan Climaco Elago II, Miguel C. Alavar III. Resolution number 1574, a resolution congratulating Dr. Afdal B. Kunting for having been appointed as the new Medical Center Chief of Zamboanga City Medical Center. Whereas, Dr. Afdal B. Kunting has recently been appointed as the new Medical Center Chief of the Zamboanga City Medical Center, a well-deserved promotion which will adequately ensure the health, safety, and welfare not only the people of Zamboanga City but also nearby provinces of Basilan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, Zamboanga Sibugay, Zamboanga del Sur, and Zamboanga del Norte. Whereas, aside from the present designation as Medical Center Chief, he also holds the following positions to wit: Chairperson of the Information and Communication Technology Committee, Public and Information Officer, Head of the Public Affairs and Customer Care Unit, Member of the Faculty of the Biomedical Engineering of the Ateneo de Zamboanga University, Head of the Public Health Unit, and Consultant of the General Intern and Community Medicine. Whereas, he served as Chief Resident during his internal medicine residency at the Zamboanga City Medical Center in December 2013. He is a master's degree holder in public health at Ateneo de Zamboanga University, a degree holder in Doctor of Medicine at the Zamboanga Medical School Foundation, Ateneo de Zamboanga University, and a bachelor's degree in nursing at Western Mindanao State University, and obtaining 7th place during the May 1994 nursing licensure examination. Whereas Dr. Kunting also made remarkable and valuable contributions in the field of medicine through publications, noteworthy to mention among others are the following: Partnering Community Medicine and Biomedical Engineering as a means of addressing social determinants of health, an Ateneo de Zamboanga initiative, Shifting Paradigms in Challenging Times, Community-Based Medical Education, Providing Equality Rural Health Care, Alternative Family Residency Training Program for Rural Physicians, A Philippine Perspective, and Pinch of Laughter. Whereas he is a recipient of numerous awards and distinctions, to wit: Most Outstanding Physician of the Zamboanga City Medical Society as awarded by the Philippine Medical Association, Outstanding Community Leader of Philippine College of Physicians, Most Outstanding Alumni in the Field of Health. He was an awardee for Mindanao, Diamonds in the Rough, and the search for the Most Outstanding Young Physician in Community Service of the P. Kappa Mu and Rotary Club. Whereas with Dr. Afdal B. Kunting, as the helm of the Zamboanga City Medical Center, every patient will be accorded with proper health care and services. His expertise, vast experience, and dedication to public service paved the way for his appointment as the new Medical Center Chief of Zamboanga City Medical Center, a feat worthy of the august body's praise and utmost respect. Now therefore, on joint motion by Honorable Members Kari Jan Opiok and John M. Dalipe, co-sponsored by Honorable Members Lilibet M. Nuño, Vincent Paul A. Elago, Aljihan R. Eding, Kimmer Adanti Olaso, jointly and severally seconded by all members present, it was resolved, as it hereby resolved, that the Sangguniang Panglungsod of Zamboanga hereby congratulates Dr. Afdal B. Kunting for having been appointed as the new Medical Center Chief of the Zamboanga City Medical Center, therefore deserving of the august body recognition and acknowledgement, transmitting this resolution to the City Mayor, to Dr. Afdal B. Kunting for information. Carried unanimously, I hereby certify the correctness of the resolution. Attorney Kenneth Vincent P. Baldua, Secretary to the Sangguniang Panglungsod, and attested by Attorney Romel S. Agan, Presiding Officer. Mr. Chair, may we invite Dr. Afdal Kunting together with our colleagues to turn over this plaque of commendation and congratulation.
May you request Dr. Kunting to join us here in front for the presentation of the resolution.
Congratulations, Doc Kunting. Congrats. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dr. Kunting.
Mr. Chair, may we listen a short message coming from Dr. Kunting?
Yes, Dr. Kunting is recognized.
Auzubillahiminasyaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Buenos dias a todos. I am very proud, no? Medyo overwhelmed yung po por causa con este citation niya dali ustedes conmigo. I don't think I deserve it. Sa prinsipya pa lang yo. Pero I am heartened na tiene mga friends aquí na konseho whom I have met maski antes pa na ipa sila aquí na konseho we've already met. And talindio gracias con ustedes for this. And tadalyo di mio promise con ustedes that I will work hard for Zamboanga. Di Zamboanga igatyo, aquí en Granda, aquí conmigo, yapari conmigo na General Hospital. So that hospital is a special place in my heart. So cuando dali oportunidad para man-apply yo kasi aquí conmigo yapari, nisita kita. I'm a true son of General Hospital. So nisita kita sirbi con el hospital, onde kita yapari. So, promise you con ustedes, I will work hard to improve the services. I will work with you as well, with all the government officials, diato, local, national, para man-improve kita el services. Kaya el CCMC, kita el last choice, we are the only, no? Kaya last chance for healthcare del mga pobre. Sabi man kita ara, especially ara na pandemic, manada kat pobre, yakeda. And kami el tapalikat man provide services ko nila. So, we are open to your whatever suggestions sa dali ustedes para ma-improve kami din ang serbisyo. We're always there to serve. So muchas gracias con ustedes. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again, Dr. Kunting. On behalf of the SP, I also would like to thank you for accommodating our medical assistance cards after your assumption, despite the fact that we did not have time to change the name na signatory, but you willingly accommodated this card so that the recipients will be able to utilize the same. Rest assured, for next year, yakambia kami nombre dito yung nombre. Thank you again for accommodating. Thank you very much. Member Pio? Yeah.
Mr. Chair, I move for the restoration of the rules.
Rules restored. Next item.
Item H, unfinished business, none. Item I.1, refer to the Committee on Public Works.
Refer to the committee.
I.2, refer to the Committee on Public Works.
Refer to the committee.
I.3, refer to the Committee on Public Works.
Refer to the committee.
I.4, I move for its approval and authorizing the City Mayor to sign the contracts of lease to be entered into by and between the city government of Zamboanga and Mary Ann F. Mapili relative to the lease of food concessions, structure number 5, unit number 1, stall number 6 at Hardin Maria Clara El Obregat Complex Food Concession Unit. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Seconding, members Villaflores. Jointly and severally seconded. Comment? Yes.
The contract, Mr. Chairman, is for a period from February 2?
February 1, 2022.
February 1, 2020. From? Or to? Nun dia. From February to 2020. Okay. She will start paying what month?
Month of...
No longer from February.
Kaya naman kita kal mga months.
Precisely. We have to emphasize that, Mr. Chairman.
It will apply.
Kaya naman kita kal ordinansa, suspended the payment.
Yes, it will apply.
So he will not, the lessee will not pay from February, but mas mucho from March. Oh, February 2 to February 1, 20. Just the emphasis there, Mr. Chairman. So we know what we are approving. Baka we will expect a payment from February 2.
The benefits that we provided wherein we waived the rentals will also apply to her.
Yes, anyway, it is in the whereas clause.
Yes.
Just for emphasis, Mr. Chairman. Thank
So
you.
jointly and severally seconded. Next item.
I.5, refer to the Committee on Public Works.
Refer to the committee.
I.6, refer to the Committee on Public Works.
Refer to the committee.
I.7, noted and filed.
Noted and filed.
I.8, noted and filed.
Noted and filed.
I.9, I move for the approval of the annual budget of fiscal year 2020 of Barangay Latuan and all others that will be submitting this week.
Jointly and severally seconded.
I.10, supplemental budget number 1 of Barangay Sinubong. I move for its approval and all others that will be submitting this week.
Jointly and severally seconded.
I.11, may we recognize Member Lilibet M. Nuño.
Member
Thank you,
Nuño is
Mr.
recognized.
Chair. First, I would like to pass a resolution commending and congratulating Putik Elementary School headed by its principal, Mrs. Rizalina E. Saavedra, with the support of a core group composed of the following: the Putik Elementary School teachers, City School Superintendent Dr. Roy Situbalya, School Watch Coordinator Mrs. Verna T. Cruzat, Division Watch Coordinator Hadja Sara El Handang, for garnering as one of the top 10 schools in the implementation of We Advocate Time Consciousness and Honesty program. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Jointly and severally seconded.
My second resolution is a resolution commending and congratulating Manikaan National High School headed by its principal, Mrs. Imelda G. Mondehar, with the support of the core group composed of the following faculty and staff of the Manikaan National High School, City School Superintendent Dr. Roy Situbalya, School Watch Coordinator Mrs. Annie G. De La Cruz, Division Watch Coordinator Hadja Sara El Handang, for garnering as one of the top 10 secondary schools in the implementation of Watch program. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Jointly and severally seconded.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Member Nuño. Next item.
I.12, may we recognize Member Joselito A. Macrohon.
Member Macron is recognized.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, because of the invitation, no, sa El Cuanto Farmer, yung pagdiyo legal na area, and estel dila mga pedimento. A resolution, Mr. Chair, respectfully requesting Department of Public Works and Highways
DPWH through our District 2 Congressional Representative, Honorable Manix Dalipe, for the appropriation or allocation of funds in the amount of 10 million pesos, more or less, for the construction, rehab, improvement of road or farm to market road at Camp Socorro to Sitio Pungos, Barangay Bungyao, Zamboanga City. Whereas farm to market road will allow for the better transport of goods and better pricing of crops. Whereas farm to market road is a huge concern of the agriculture industry, and its creation would greatly affect the pricing scheme of the farmers of their goods. Whereas as per act visitation, the roads at Camp Socorro going to Sitio Pungos, Abusel mga area alya, Mr. Chair, Barangay Bungyao are currently in a very poor condition that makes the livelihood of the farmers very difficult. Whereas as per consultation, the farmers group and the community as a whole is really seeking the government support for the improvement of their farm to market road. This will help not only the farmers but also the consumers as well. Now therefore, on motion by Honorable Joselito A. Macron, resolved to propose a resolution respectfully requesting DPWH through our District 2 Congressional Representative, Honorable Manix Dalipe, for the appropriation and or allocation of funds in the amount of 10 million more or less for the construction, rehab, improvement of road or farm to market road at Camp Socorro to Sitio Pungos, Barangay Bungyao, Zamboanga City. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Second. Jointly and severally seconded.
Yeah, second resolution, Mr. Chair, as clause. A resolution, mo lang siyempre Mr. Chair, a resolution respecting through the City Engineer's Office to take up and million pesos the construction, improvement road or farm market road at Campo to Sitio Pungos, Barangay Bungyao, Zamboanga City to be taken from any of I move back.
Second.
Jointly and comment
The first resolution is addressed to the congressman of the same farm to market road, I understand. The second is addressed to the city engineer's office to budget to be taken up from the lump sum, the same title. Then the other one is addressed to the mayor to allocate another 5 million of the same title. Porque kita pwede tapi directe lang ang congressman Manix Dalipe because the congressman can get bigger budget for the purpose. The national. Pati the entire stretch siya. The entire stretch. Kasi si Kurtaw-Kurtaw ay tormento siya Kurtaw-Kurtaw. Pero si PD kita will ask the good congressman, I know the good congressman will just accommodate as bonito dese. Todo the whole stretch pwede man inspect ko nese and to be a budget to be allocated for the purpose. Kasi pwede pa kita na otro like lump sum sa kapag kita alyan na mayor's office for the annual budget. Tormento kita kurtaw-kurtaw. So the suggestion is we'll stick on the first resolution because the congressman can get bigger budget from the national government in order to complete the Pungos Farm to Market Road at Bungyao. That's my take, Mr. Chair. I cannot go along with other resolution because it only speaks with one title. So, pwede kita, una beses lang kung congressman, todo kita, pwede kita. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other comment?
Mr. Chair.
Member Macron, yes, please.
Yes. Mr. Chair, no, una-una dito ng question kung Congressman Manix na pili kita, more or less basta na national tatarda sa Mr. Chair, no, nisita pas naman appropriate at least 1-2 years before or 2 years after file implementation, or maybe 3 years, no? Tatarda basta na national. Now, nadimi yung second resolution, porket lang, anay, kay man tapidi kita alisi pwede, for the meantime, para tiyan na tayo action, man tayo na maskin jutay, Regla lang ani El Camino, yan not necessarily sementaya, no? Part of the siguro appropriate action naman undertake ang City is the site development. Na magkita lang kita man as a lipoko kay maskin de chera-chera bin agweraw kayo, tinbong ko kayo, no? Diyan na lang kita action dayon pwede immediate action preso ta pili kita maskin jutay man charge dayon na lump sum applications probably dayon este anyo or early next year. Preso ya pili kita este resolution para na lump sum appropriations anay as sa kaal pondo maskin jutay. And the 5 million, Mr. Chair, another resolution ganito yung SAO pasa, este man include este na AIP pati na LDIP para at this point pwede man consider el city na man include bigger amount, no, para el continuation or el completion ng poco largo kasi sa area at this bigger amount 5 million hindi ka kita tapidi kahit ben grande kay sabi kita ben manada kayo area ni Sita farm to market roads, so at least on the part of the city at least maskin poco kaya nakita ko sa pwede ayuda na area, no, pati immediate hindi akin espera pa kita 3 to 5 years long term kaya kita one time ko na kausementa, no. Hindi man todo lugar pwede dali project kompleto ng city and hindi man todo lugar pwede tamen dali project kompleto dayon ng national government. Pero at least maskin jutay-jutay, Mr. Chair, kaya kita mira na kaya kita ko sa pwede asin na lugar. So por eso ang sin na LDAton resolution ya asin, Mr. Chair, and I hope no intended naman ustedes i-suporta con este resolution.
Any other comment? Objection? Comment? Wala so?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for recognizing. Pertaining to the query of Honorable Member Alitit Macron, perhaps on my part that is a very simple problem. We can deploy I think we can request our city engineer's office to look upon that matter. And DeMio, temporarily for 1 year and a half, siguro or 2 years, we can do that by using that equipment. The city government will do a regraveling, crowning of the road, and as well compacting. Siya kita ko na Sina, I don't think so. Pronto lang si bang regravel kita, bang compact ko na I think that can solve the problem in that area. But of course, hindi kita expect ako mo semento ka tele. Kasi hindi semento, regraveling kita and compacting lang. So with that, Mr. Chair, pwede kita sa resolution para na datong City Engineer Office to accommodate that as soon as possible. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other comment? Any other objection aside from Villa Flores? There being none, the motion is carried. Next, Member Macron.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, and the mayor last resolution, Mr. Chair, I'm still resolution respectfully requesting Her Honor the Mayor through the City Planning Office to include in the LDIP, AIP, and in the next supplemental or annual budget the appropriation of funds for the construction, rehab, improvement of road or farm-to-market road at Camp Socorro to Sitio Pungus, Barangay Bungyao, Zamboanga City, in the amount of 5 million pesos. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? Kaya man-joint siya lang. Villa Flores, you're okay? Jointly and severally seconded.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Next item.
I.13, may we recognize the Honorable Rogelio Lim Valesco Jr.
Member Valesco is recognized.
The members of the City Council take pride in the recent winning of the true-blooded Zamboangueño, a professional boxing debut. Just recently, Yomir Felix de los Santos Marshall won in a boxing fight against Andrew Whitfield in a professional boxing match debut. Whereas Yomir Felix Marshall, born on October 29, 1995, is a professional Filipino boxer. Marshall represented the Philippines at the 2015, 2017, and 2019 Southeast Asian Games editions and at the 2011 IBA Youth World Boxing Championship in Astana and won the gold medals. Whereas Marshall won the 2011 International Boxing Association Junior World Championship in 3 years after he took up training for the first time. He was awarded the Best Asia Youth Boxer of the Year in 2014. Marshall won the gold medal in his weight class at 2015 Southeast Asian Games and earned a silver medal in the ASBC Asian Confederation Boxing Championships. Whereas Marshall signed with the Premier Boxing Champions, PBC, and his professional match will be was a four-round middleweight bout against Andrew Whitfield from Idaho. The bout was part of the PBC event and was held December 16 at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles. And so, as Zamboangueños, collectively, the City Council takes pride on the glorious victory of our very own Yumir Felix de los Santos Marshall of Lunsuran, Zamboanga City, for the honor and pride he gave to the city of Zamboanga and her people. So I move accordingly.
Second.
Jointly and severally seconded. Yes, Member Menes.
I'll take this opportunity already, Mr. Chairman. Second. Part of it. Since we have congratulated a fellow Zamboangueño, there was a recent fight, Mr. Chairman. A fighter, a boxer also from Mindanao, a certain Gaballo, who won an interim world championship, a last-minute substitute boxer. I think we should recognize him also and send our congratulations. Last minute lang ang substitute because Donaire was afflicted with COVID, so he took the place on a 2-week notice. And he won on a split decision against a fighter from Puerto Rico, Rodriguez. So, subject to style, may I move, Mr. Chairman, that we should congratulate also this boxer.
Second.
Okay, jointly and severally seconded.
Next. Item I.14. Executive Order Number BC 622-2020 entitled Amendments to EO Number BC 621-2020. I move for its concurrence, Mr. Chairman.
Jointly and severally seconded. Correct yan. Secretary. 622 amending 621. Correct?
Yes, amendments. And then if you go, second page, we go section 2, section 3, section 4, and then there is 5, and then we go back to section 4, 5, 6. I think this should be corrected. 4 there on the third page should be already 6, 5, 7, 6 should be 8, section 7 should be section 9 already. Typographical error. With that, we should ask them to just correct that, Mr. Chairman. The numbering on page 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 should be now 6, 7, 8, 9, respectively. That's all.
So jointly and severally seconded. Next.
I.15, construction of sanitary landfill phase 2 sa Laan. I move for its approval and authorizing the city mayor.
Phase 3, phase 2. Phase. Can we check? All those seconding?
Oh, check yan lang.
Huh? Jointly, ah? Jointly and severally seconded.
New business, J1, the same as I.15.
Huh?
Salaan, just the same. I.15 and J1. Next, J2, the construction of waiting shed with steel bench of building, construction of waiting shed at Santa Barbara, and improvement of PS Zamboanga Sub Depot Building at Zone 4. I move for its approval and authorizing the city mayor to sign the same in behalf of the city government of Zamboanga.
Jointly and severally seconded. Pwede copy the J1?
Second.
I.15, the same lang pati J1.
Yeah, can I ask a copy of the new business J1 to J3?
Dato naman sa nabala abaho, may tanong niyo po.
Naitamin to kopya? Chair calls for a 1-minute recess.
Malin sih.
Kamu di sini kamu. A1. Lee. Kaniro yung manisel numbering. Kaniro yung manisel numbering.
Ha?
Kaniro yung manisel numbering. Pagka J.4, J.1.
Nandiyan na si John J1?
Andiyan ito?
L15 J1
Ha? Hindi ah. Nakita niyo J.3. J.4 yun siya yan eh.
Pin niya.
Session is resumed. Next item for
J.3 may we recognize the Honorable Josephine Pareha.
Member Pareha is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Resolution expressing a warmest congratulations to the team of Zamboanga City Valientes, MLB, for bringing pride and honor to the city and to the country in a basketball league. Whereas Zamboanga Valientes, MLB, was founded by the late businessman Lando Navarro and has been supporting it for the last 20 years. Today, businesswoman Cory Navarro and Mike Venezuela of MLB Accounting Australia are continuing the founder's legacy of supporting proud Zamboangueño athletes. Whereas on December 12, 2020, the Valientes entered the 3-on-3 Christmas hustle in Canberra, Australia, with the leadership of our very own Peng Concepcion and the guidance of Junie Navarro acting as their coach during the game. Whereas they are the first Filipino team to win the championship in Canberra, Australia, against the Orange Bucket Australia. The players had the privilege of being the only Asian team in the event, but more importantly, the honor of representing Zamboanga City. Whereas this accomplishment is a testimony of the advocacy and vision of the Navarro family that Zamboangueño ballers truly have what it takes to win and perform in the big stage of basketball. It is also clear testament of the commitment of the Zamboanga Valientes to always field in the Zamboangueños in any competition. Now therefore, be it resolved, as it hereby resolved, to express this august body's warmest congratulations to the team of Zamboanga City Valientes MLB for bringing pride and honor to the city and to the country in a basketball league. Subject to legislative styling, Mr. Chair, I move accordingly.
Second.
Jointly and severally seconded.
Another resolution, Mr. Chair, meron tayong...
Second, Your Honor. Second co-sponsor.
Meron tayong konting may mali, Mr. Chair, no, sa resolution, but the resolution goes like this, Mr. Chair. A resolution requesting the Department of Public Works and Highways to honor the mayor, to include in the annual investment program
an allocation for the construction of canal from the crossing of Barangay Pamukutan and Talisayan leading to the Barangay Ayala River. Whereas on September 15, 2020, a flash flood occurred in Barangay Talisayan, Zamboanga City due to the rise of the water level in Talisayan River caused by the continuous heavy rain due to the low pressure area and the southwest monsoon was continuously affecting Zamboanga Peninsula. Whereas the Department of Social Welfare Office on September 17, 2020 reported that there were 16 families, 53 persons in Barangay Talisayan. The city was affected by the flash flood incidents which happened due to continuous heavy rain. Whereas it was found out that there are no waterways in the said area that may cause floods when heavy rains occurs. And this passage will help to prevent from floods and damage of rice fields. Now therefore, be it resolved, as it hereby resolved, to request the Department of Public Works and Highways, to honor the Mayor, to include in the annual investment plan an allocation for the construction of canal from the crossing of Barangay Pamukutan, Talisayan, leading to the river of Barangay Ayala. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Jointly and severally seconded. Maya? Okay. No, reiterate. Man-include lang reiteration. Next,
J.4, Memorandum of Partnership Understanding to be entered into by and between the City Government of Zamboanga and Asia Society for Social Improvement and Sustainable Transformation relative to the implementation of COVID-19 prevention training programs to develop the capacities of healthcare workers in Zamboanga City. I move for its approval and authorizing the City Mayor. Mr. Chair.
jointly and severally seconded.
J.5, I move for its approval and authorizing the City Mayor.
Jointly and severally seconded.
J.6, noted and filed, Mr. Chair.
Noted and filed.
J.7, I move for its approval and authorizing the City Mayor.
Jointly and severally seconded.
J.8, I move for its approval the Barangay Supplemental Budget Number 1, Bualan, Dita, Tolosa.
And all others.
Yes, this week.
On tomorrow. Tomorrow lang. Kay holiday L24.
Okay.
So dito akong jagger.
L Entra. Jointly and severally seconded.
J.9, Member Pyok.
Member Pyok.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move for the adoption of a resolution and approval of the fiscal year 2020 SK annual budget of the following barangays, Bualan, Lubigan, and all those who will be submitting on Wednesday at 5 in the afternoon. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Jointly and severally seconded.
J.10, Barangay Annual Budget of Campo Islam for fiscal year 2020. I move for its approval.
Annual, te?
Yes.
Jointly and severally seconded.
J.11, letter dated December 18, 2020 of the City Mayor regarding veto message, partial veto. Mr. Chair, may we recognize the Committee Chairman on Ordinances and Resolutions, Member Gingona.
Member Gingona is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It was this morning when this representation was able to read the veto message, partial veto.
Volume.
It was just this morning that this representation read the letter of the Honorable City Mayor regarding the veto or partial veto of Ordinance Number 741. With all due respect, I would like to manifest sadness, and I think it is very unfortunate that the Honorable Mayor was not able to see our intention of the reprioritization. But at the same time, it is with mixed feelings also upon realizing that some of the recommendations were adopted, such as the scholarship funding the medicines for the health centers, the budget for the Cristino Paragas Hospital, the barangay unit subsidy, which we increased, the allocation for evacuation centers, the budget for farmers and fisher folks, including the additional tractors for the agricultural sector. But there are some items that we felt or we feel that is very useful and helpful also to the marginalized sectors, such as the cash subsidy for the senior citizens, which will accord them more flexibility in addressing their respective needs. And our intention is to hit two birds with one stone by way of giving flexibility to the beneficiaries and likewise helping small business establishments in their respective communities. Mr. Chairman, I just would like also to take exception on some words or phrases that were written in the letter, such as when the Honorable Mayor said that our reprioritization is unfounded. We're not carefully thought of, that we did not study, such as the cash subsidy, because, Mr. Chairman, as we all know, the national government through the DSWD implemented the SAP as a cash assistance. So do we also consider this an irrepressible action? So those are the things. So although, with all due respect again, although we have our differences and we do not see eye to eye with the executive on some items, it is my hope that it will not destroy our commitment, our resolve, our heart to serve the public. Like I said, there are items that we may have different ways or means, but we know at the end of the day, our heart is really to serve the public. So those are the manifestations that I would like to share, that we take exception kung di ablale na unfounded, no ay kita pensa, and no ay kita studya, daton mga reprioritization. With all due respect. So before I would like to make a motion, maybe some members also from the block would like to make their manifestation, Mr. Chair.
Any other comment?
Mr. Chair.
Member Macrohon?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I'm with Member Gingona. Siya may kami mga awards aki na hindi bonito Mirano na di ato trabaho as a council when we reviewed and make the recommendations to improve the budget. No? Kaya mga words like, aside po na ko sa mention si Councilor BG, yan po na paki, like the City Council resolutely removed vital appropriations. Members who voted to remove funding. So, kaya lang kita sa klaro, Mr. Chair, kaya inuay kita ko sa yan remove mga funds. Kung sa kita as is yan reprioritize kita, no? Very important social services programs, tablaki like Largo Vida, Salpabida, Cuidad Vida, Naya kita do kita pondo, no? This is for me, Mr. Chair, is absolutely incorrect, Mr. Chair. Kay take note, Largo Vida programs from 187 million, ya kita pa 200 million na di aton recommendation. So no kita i-aumenta pa kita el pondo. El Salva Vida program and the Cuida Vida programs, talilang siyempre, Mr. Chair, no kita po nila kita. Silang kita po nila cash subsidy, no? So por eso incorrect no el mga words yung sa akin daton alkalde, and mostly el justification na kay mayor is ya po nila kay el mga recommendation is ultra vires and are prejudicial to the public welfare. No, so I strongly disagree con el isuyo justification. I don't know kung sa el ultra vires, kung sa el prejudicial to public welfare when we recommended to give 5,000 pesos each for 40,000 senior citizens. Sa el prejudicial to public welfare alya, giving 5,000 each for 40,000 senior citizens. Giving 2,500 pesos each for poorest of the poor families. Good for 51,454 families. So sa el prejudicial alya to public welfare. Maalo ba, dangerous ba, sitadali kita cash subsidy kung el senior citizen, kung el mga poorest of the poor families. So sa el prejudicial to public welfare alya na we also wanted to ayuda kung el di aton small medium enterprise, no, livelihood programs di ila by approving the 20 million projects in coordination with DTI. No, si Mayor, yan dito tamen ko neste, no? And the remaining 45 million, yan convert kita to cash subsidy. Still, yabla ka naton prejudicial to public welfare. I cannot understand, Mr. Chair. Even the giving 1 million pesos additional for both Boy Scout and Girl Scout para ayuda na membership fees del mga scouters di aton from elementary and high school. 1 million pesos, yutay lang at isa, pensa-pensa lang ito na pundo del city, and yet the 1 million pesos can cater as many as 20,000 elementary and high school scouts, no? Yabla si Mayor Aki kay bawal daw face-to-face. Yes, this year, bawal face-to-face, but this budget, Mr. Chair, is na-approve kita for next year. And there are plans and actions being prepared by the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts na siyempre mga activities, virtual, online. No sabi kita, baka by next year namin, kay since 2021 budget test, they allowed the aton face-to-face. No? The council is actually, the Boy Scout Council, encourage nga niya sila na mag-continue man-register the aton mga scouts. No? But again, the mayor vetoed the item that makes us very sad, Mr. Chair. And also, other items like increasing the advertising expenses, helping tourism, sabi kita kilala din importante. El consultancy services is intended era for the personnel audit, no, to address the shortage of manpower, but justification na kaya po ni si Mayor kay the Sangguniang daw may not increase the proposed amount in the executive budget nor include new items. So take note, Mr. Chair, I know the city budget knows this. I don't sabi si Mayor, si sabi ba, the increase in the proposed amount in the executive budget tan prohibit lang aki kung ang total proposed budget but not on the individual items. And also, Mr. Chair, this consultancy services account is not a new item in the budget. Kaya talya sa Eli included na proposed budget, yan submit si Mayor. Noy lang nga ni Eli, zero lang ang diso yung balance. Por eso, punin kita ko na Eli 1.5 million. STL, yan yung sadaan actually plano LCT for this year but implement, but because of COVID, no pwede man implement. That is why, yan recommend kita na next year, debit, talya Eli, siyempre, included, Mr. Chair. And some other items pa, Mr. Chair, like el honorarium del aton mga SCA members, no? Kaya kita man increase el honorarium di ila kay presently they are receiving only 4,500 pesos. Kaya kita ko nese subi kay el 4,500 na unmes ben palta kat Mr. Chair, el aton intention at least at a minimum wage, no? I don't know kung sa ba el ultra bires alya kay mo wala magitatas kung sa ba el prejudicial to public welfare na Mr. Chair. So, and some other items na triste kita, very discourage kita na si Mayor Noy mira el importance, el mga advantages ng aton mga recommendations si Mr. Chair. So, akin lang Mr. Chair, el di mio comment and I on record, Mr. Chair, I object to all these items that were vetoed by our city mayor. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other comment? Member Gingoni, you were reserving earlier.
Member Gingona.
Lima daw.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Member Macron.
can na lang ko sa pregunta to be clarified, Mr. Chair. Kay a letter di Mayor, panaliaki is partial veto. Partial veto. So can I decir, can I pass the continuation, partial pa lang stay? Are we expecting other items that will be vetoed by the Mayor? Can we be clarified on this, Mr. Chair?
Well, if any veto message that comes after yesterday is no longer effective because the mayor only has 10 days to submit to us her veto message from the time of her receipt. My understanding of the partial veto is that is a veto of certain items of the budget that has been enacted by the Sanggunian. Kaya hindi letan veto entirely kung sa kita yan enact, but only some items are being vetoed. That's why the term used was partial. Member Gingone, you were reserving earlier.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Chair, no. I just would like to add na,
Volume, please.
Volume.
Mr. Chair, yeah. I just would like to add that I hope that next we be careful and sensitive with our words because like there's another paragraph here that states that the power of the purse is a necessary tool to address government's mandate to serve the people, but its exercise must not be made whimsically and arbitrarily. Again, Mr. Chair, we did not and never had these intentions, Mr. Chair. In the same manner that when during the committee meetings we were requesting them to provide a comprehensive breakdowns of certain projects or programs, cuando no isla pwede presenta, we never resorted to such use of words, Mr. Chairman. So with that, Mr. Chair, citing a provision from the local government code on the overriding powers of the City Council, Section 54, approval of ordinances. Every ordinance enacted by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, Sangguniang Panlunsod, or Sangguniang Bayan shall be presented to the provincial governor or city or municipal mayor as the case may be. If the local chief executive concerned approve the same, he shall affix his signature on each and every page thereof. Otherwise, he shall veto it and return the same with his objections to the Sangguniang, which may proceed to reconsider the same. The Sangguniang concerned may override the veto of the local chief executive by 2/3 vote of all its members, thereby making the ordinance or resolution effective for all legal intents and purposes. Mr. Chair, sabi man kami na we don't have the numbers, but siguro we would like to take the opportunity and hope, no? Although again, I keep on saying this, we have the same intentions of serving the public, although we sometimes do not see eye to eye, and we have our different approaches on certain issues. But hopefully, in this morning, in this particular issue, we would be on the same page. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I would like to move to override the vetoed items in ordinance number 741, Mr. Chairman, as presented. I move accordingly, Mr. Chairman.
Seconding, members Macrohon, Piok, De La Cruz, Olaso, Valesco, Alavar, Nuno, Vincent Paul Elago. Comment? Dalipe. Comment? Nominal.
Nominal yan lang.
Nominal yan lang. No more comment ha. Bote tayo.
Nominal voting on the motion of the Honorable Benjamin Gingona IV to override the partial veto of Her Honor the City Mayor on Ordinance Number 741, entitled An Ordinance Authorizing the Annual Budget of Zamboanga City for Fiscal Year 2021 in the total amount of 4,380,643,720 pesos. Seconded by the Honorable Members Macrohon, Piok, De La Cruz, Olaso, Valesco, Alavar, Nuño, and Elago Vincent Paul. Honorable Miguel Alavar seconded the motion. Honorable Atilano Sr. Honorable Atilano Sr. voted against. Honorable De La Cruz seconded the motion. Honorable Dalipe.
Favor.
Honorable Dalipe voted in favor. Honorable Edding voted against. Honorable Juan Clima Coelago II. Honorable Juan Clima Coelago II voted against. Honorable Vincent Paul Elago seconded the motion. Honorable Benjamin Gingona IV is the movant. Honorable Tunku Hanapi. Balik.
Hanapi.
Honorable Tunku Hanapi. Honorable Hanapi voted against. Honorable Jimenez. Honorable Jimenez voted against. Honorable Joselito Macrohon seconded the motion. Honorable Nuño seconded the motion. Honorable Olaso seconded the motion. Honorable El King Omaga. Honorable Omaga voted against. Honorable Pareja voted against. Honorable Perez, second balik. Honorable Perez, are you still with us, Your Honor?
No longer online.
Seconding. Second ba?
Well,
Honorable Perez, what is your vote?
Perez.
Honorable Carijan Piok seconded the motion.
Online
Honorable Valesco seconded the motion.
Rachel.
Honorable Villaflores. Honorable Villaflores
Perez.
voted against. Perez. Balik. I'm calling now, Your Honor.
Contesta si Ray. Online
Naman ta contesta? Honorable Perez, can you hear us, sir? Naman ta contesta. Lama daw dyan.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Honorable Perez, what is your vote on the motion of the Honorable Gingona?
Favor.
Honorable Perez voted in favor. Your Honor, 11 members voted in favor and 8 against.
Favor.
With majority of the members voting in favor of the motion, but short of the two-thirds requirement to override the veto of Her Honor the Mayor, the motion is killed.
Next.
Yes, you explain your vote? Okay.
I'm not explaining my vote. I'm not explaining my vote. Your Honor, considering that there is a partial approval and a partial veto of our budget, Your Honor, as a city councilor and part of our city council, Your Honor, may we pass a resolution asking the budget what is the amount of money that was vetoed or is not effective, meaning that is the money that remains unappropriated because it is still within us, Your Honor, for the whatever we want to do with the unappropriated amount, Your Honor. And it is also for the public, Your Honor, to know how much is the unappropriated amount. I move accordingly, Your Honor, that we pass a resolution asking the budget to give us the figure of the unappropriated portion of the 2021 annual executive budget.
As a result of the veto.
Yes.
Any second? Seconding members Atilano, Villa Flores, Umaga. Comment? Objection? There being none, the same is hereby approved. Next item.
J.12, refer to the Committee on Public Works.
Refer to the committee.
J.13, memorandum of...
There's something lacking here. There should be deciding of the Kisumbing case because if there is no Kisumbing case here, this should not be included. So most likely, I-12 this lacking here. The Kisumbing case has not been cited.
I think it should.
I think it's still Kisumbing case because if it's not Kisumbing case, there's no need to have this approved.
Can we check the transmittal?
Check on that.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I think the
Because if it is with the Kisumbing case, kali?
Yeah,
Oh,
they did
that?
not include
No,
it in
that's
the
now,
agenda.
okay, the motion is proper. Okay, just
Okay.
for,
Next.
J.13, memorandum of agreement to be entered into by and among the Office of the Civil Defense, Region 9, Department of Public Works and Highways, Region 9, Department of Health, Region 9, and the City Government of Zamboanga relative to the construction of Kabatangan Evacuation Center. I move for its approval and authorizing the City Mayor to sign the same for and in behalf of the City Government of Zamboanga.
Jointly and severally seconded. Next.
J.14, Service Recognition Incentive, SRI. I move for its approval, Mr. Chairman.
Jointly and severally seconded. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Move to adjourn.
Sino pa other matters?
Sino pa?
Member Balesco. Member... Ano yan? Hindi na other matters. Andito ba? Importante. Rule suspended,
Mr.
rule suspended.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We just received the certification of urgency, Mr. Chair, from the Office of the City Mayor. And we have, I'm sorry, I beg the indulgence of my colleagues, we don't have the committee report, but I have the draft of the ordinance, proposed ordinance number 2020-37, an ordinance amending certain provisions of ordinance number 275, otherwise known as the Child Welfare Code of Zamboanga City, and for other purposes. Yesterday, we had the committee hearing, Mr. Chair, and tinutukan ito maigi ng City Legal para maayos itong ordinansa. We have the certification coming from the Mayor that this is an urgent matter, Mr. Chair. I hope we could approve this with the chairman of the Committee on Ordinances and Resolution, Mr. Chair. I hope we can approve this today because next week, I don't think so, meron pa tayong session by next week, Mr. Chair. Yeah, suspended ang rules. The chairman of the Committee on Ordinances and Resolution, Mr. Chair.
With the indulgence, Member Gingona.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, for the information of the body, yesterday the Committee on Resolution Ordinances conducted a public hearing to tackle the proposed measure regarding the Child Welfare Code of Zamboanga City. Upon listening to the proponent and the opinion of the CSWDO, and the City Legal Office, represented by Attorney Fronda. The content of the proposed measure is just updating certain terms. And I understand at first I was in the impression that it has something to do with the budget appropriation for the maintenance and other operating expenses, but I understand it's a separate measure, Mr. Chairman. So this, the one that Member Paray is presenting now is just updating it so that we will be in line and compliant with the new child welfare laws, no, of the Philippines. And I think we are also trying to get yung Seal of Good Governance Award. I think that's one of the criteria, Councilor Pinpin. That's why we are pushing for it. And of course, we are underlining and highlighting our concern and priority for the children of Zamboanga City. So with that, the rules are suspended. The chair will accommodate and will also support whatever the body decides.
Yes, Member Jimenez.
With the rule suspended, I think there should be first a motion that this matter be discussed on plenary already. There should be a motion. So I move accordingly, Mr. Chairman, the concern of Member Pareja with the views and opinion of the distinguished chairman. I move that this matter be now considered on plenary while the rules are suspended.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Second.
Seconding. Tode adjoint.
And any comment, Mr. Chair? After thorough discussion yesterday, Mr. Chair, with the committee, I move that we approve this on second reading.
Seconding. Member Villaflores, Pio, Olaso, Dalipe, Valesco, Umaga, Jimenez.
May I request, Mr. Chair? May I request?
Severally seconded.
Mr. Chair.
Those who want to be authors also can manifest.
Teka. All members present to be included as
Author.
of the ordinance.
Lahat po author.
Authors, yes. Thank you, Councilor.
Yes, we have the report, Mr. Chair, that we will submit it by next session, I think.
No need.
So we have the draft. We have the draft. Yeah, the draft is here.
So for the record, Mr. Chairman, the draft now of this proposed amendatory ordinance is the one considered on second reading already.
Yes.
For the record, okay.
And to
there is the absence of a report, the draft speaks for itself.
Okay, thank you. So all members as authors, Mr. Chair, and I move for the approval on third and final reading, Mr. Chair.
The second muna. Second. Approve.
Second, okay.
Third.
Third and final reading.
Third and final reading.
Thank you
severally
very much, Mr.
seconded.
Chair.
Yes, Member.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have a letter here from the Executive Assistant for Mario Oroca. Memorandum of Agreement to be entered into by and between the Western Mindanao Federation of Cooperatives and the City Government of Zamboanga relative to the government subsidy in the amount of 100,000 pesos. I move for its approval and authorizing the City Mayor to sign the same for and in behalf of the City Government of Zamboanga.
Jointly and severally seconded.
Next, deed of donation to be entered into.
Let us restore first the rules.
Hindi, suspended kay Kwan na. New business. May na agenda.
Next, deed of donation to be entered into by and between Jesus V. Del Rosario Foundation and the City Government of Zamboanga relative to the 5 units of Bajaj Tri-Wheeler. I move for its approval and authorizing the City Mayor to sign the same for and in behalf of the City Government of Zamboanga.
Yes, Member Jimenez.
Yes, just for the record, again, Your Honor, the manifestation of the distinguished pro leader moving for the approval of those items I move that that should be considered on plenary where the rules are suspended. There should be a motion first. Second?
Okay.
Second.
Okay. So with that, we now discuss that. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, last second item.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Jointly and severally seconded. Ano yan? Other matters na?
Yes.
Rules restored. Rules restored. Other matters. Member Valesco.
Resolution number 1, Mr. Chair. One of the secondary schools under Arena Blanco Cluster District, the Landangua National High School, is showing confidence and progress in both academic and even sports performances. Landangua National High School was first established way back in June 2007. It is now on its 13th year or 13 years of existence as an annex of Arena Blanco National High School. Whereas amidst the pandemic in the recent weeks, the teachers, stakeholders, and residents thereof are requesting for the separation of Landangua National High School from Arena Blanco National High School. Whereas though the school appears to be operating independently from its cluster supervision, the word annex is still very much attached, identified, labeled in the school's name, thus it appears Arena Blanco National High School - Landangua Annex. Whereas per request of the concerned stakeholders mentioned above, herewith are some of the justifications or reasons cited. A. The school, Landangua, has already been issued with a separate ID school number 314803. B. The MOE for both the junior and national high school are both released directly to the Landangua National High School since 2017. Landangua High School has its own PSAP with 7 teachers in junior high school and 5 teachers in the senior high school. Though some of the items are borrowed from the existing high schools, such as from Maria Clara Lobregat National High School, Sangali National High School, San Roque National High School, and Tulungatong National High School. D. The facilities, equipment, textbooks, and other crucial resources are directly delivered to the said school without any more passing by Arena Blanco National High School. The enrollment is listed separately and not counted under the population of the Arena Blanco National High School. Now, therefore, I would like to pass a resolution supporting the requests of the school head and teachers, as well as heeding to the claim of the residents and other stakeholders that Landangua National High School be officially exists as an independent high school and not anymore as a merely annex school under the Arena Blanco National High School, so that Landangua National High School can realize its full potential as a secondary public learning institution in our island barangay of Zamboanga City. I so move.
Kung can address?
Address na Division Office, DepEd.
DepEd Division Office. Jointly and severally seconded.
Second resolution, the barangay of Santa Maria is fast becoming one of the densely populated barangays in Zamboanga City. The population is growing, and it is now among the busiest urban barangay because it is proximate to the center of the city and it is deemed as a crossroad location, as vehicles from both the east and west coast would pass the area, especially along the long stretch of Governor Ramos. Whereas the number of population, like in most barangays, are increasing, therefore, are expanded facilities to cater to the physical demand as well as social services requirement to step up to attend to the residents of the area. Whereas Santa Maria, though considered as an established and traditional barangay, has been adjudged as a premier barangay during the administration of the late barangay chairman Justo Lacandalo, that no less than the DILG has named Santa Maria not only a premier barangay but the most cleanest barangay. Whereas cleanliness and sanitation as well as health programs of the barangay has always been deemed as an utmost concern. Thus, Santa Maria was among the first areas in the city that has fully strengthened the presence of the Barangay Health Center. Whereas the Barangay Health Center of Santa Maria, like other health centers, has been faithful in its duty and task to attend to the health needs of the residents thereof, even on the continuous increase of our population. Now, therefore, with the aforementioned, I would like to pass a resolution addressed to Her Honor, the City Mayor, earnestly requesting to find a new suitable place for the health center and build a bigger health center. Or if not, under the present location, the Barangay Health Center of Santa Maria should be expanded and repaired so as to cater to the more residents of Santa Maria needing help in terms of basic medical needs and other routinary checkups like prenatal,
vaccines, and other related necessities. 4, as a resident of Santa Maria, I believe and I feel that there should be an adequate space, bigger place, decent, conducive, accessible, yet spacious for both those who are needing help and those extending help at the Santa Maria Barangay Health or lying in center. Because the present site is so dusty as it is just beside the road. It has no parking space, and with the motor vehicles plying that road, it is noisy, and our barangay health workers and barangay nutrition scholars are not anymore comfortable with the situation. Both the barangay health workers and those needing help at the center deserve a better place. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Jointly and severally seconded.
Copy to be furnished, Mr. Chair, to the Barangay Council of Santa Maria, the City Health Office, and the Senior Citizen Organization of Santa Maria. Last resolution, Mr. Chair. A stewardship agreement or contract that is conferred to residents in the vicinity of Upper La Paz, Patalon, Labuan, Limpapa, and other nearby areas have already been deemed expired. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources Regional Office is the office that oversees, safekeeps, and monitors the stewardship agreements entered into by the DNR and the tenure stewards. This stewardship agreement, which is renewable every 25 years, allows residents, particularly farmers in the area, to be beneficiaries for them to utilize the land, to till the land, basically for agricultural purposes and other similar livelihood purposes, that at the same time preserve the environment as embodied in Presidential Proclamation 1099 of 1966. Whereas in the Presidential Proclamation allows farmers to avail of this opportunity to become productive, reliable, and become economically self-sufficient by becoming tenure stewards by tilling the land where they are staying. Whereas when Ecozone was created by virtue of Republic Act 7903, authored by the late Congresswoman Maria Clara Lorenzo Lobregat, which was enacted in February of 1995, then President Fidel B. Ramos has ascertained that those tenure stewards be protected and that it is DNR that has the sole authority whether to renew or cancel the contract entered between the tenure stewards. Whereas in Zamboanga City, the farmers at La Paz, particularly at Santa Rita, which is an area inside the Ecozone, are presently apprehensive because their tenurial instrument or agreement might not anymore be renewed, as there is a reported Ecozone resolution of 2016 addressed and requesting DNR not to renew the stewardship agreement of the farmers in preparation of Ecozone's other plans with its locators. Whereas said Ecozone resolution of 2016 was already forwarded to DNR Senro. Whereas the new Senro chief, Ariel Barrientos, has requested the DNR regional office to forward to their office the department's clear-cut policy on the renewal of stewardship instruments per Ecozone resolution, since the contract with the farmers is deemed expired. Whereas to the present knowledge, Ecozone and some barangay officials of La Paz have been conducting meetings, but the farmers are seeking our help, since Ecozone has also been reportedly lobbying with other government agencies for the impending relocation of the farmers. This has to be clarified before the farmers and the concerned parties. Whereas the program of stewardship is a good and relevant, not only for the farmers, but even those concerned Zamboanga City residents who are interested and wanting to avail the program to help the government make the land productive, at the same time promoting food security and preserving the environment. Whereas last week, a representative of the Farmers Association visited this representation and informed that some farmers have been told to pay 4,800 as a fee so that they will be duly registered and that they will not be affected if and when a locator has decided to invest in the area. Stewardship contract, according to DNR, is for free. That's precisely the point, Mr. Chair. We need particular and further clarification on this issue. Now, therefore, with the foregoing circumstances, I deem that there is a need for DNR and Ecozone as well as the barangays to help us set the facts straight, as we want to be enlightened with clear-cut policy on the issuances of tenure stewardship contract. Along this line, I propose two resolutions. One, for the DNR to review and assess the tenurial instruments and contracts between the DNR and tenure stewards, and that copies of such be made available when requested by the Sangguniang Panglunsod. I move accordingly.
Dirk, numay lang when requested, just provide us, numay taman, request, they provide us a copy.
Hindi, kay Asara, Mr. Chair, LDNR, Senro, tapindi ko ng LDNR Regional Office, mangkonda kaya tenure assessment. Si Quanto Dueño, si Ken Alitagar ko ng mga contract. Kaya noy sila, hindi updated DNR Senro. So, DNR Senro is asking DNR Regional Office to conduct the assessment in order for the DNR Senro to have a clear-cut policy in as far as these contracts are concerned, Mr. Chair.
No, I mean, the copies be made available to us even without request. Dali, automatic.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Kita yakel when requested.
That's in order, Mr. Chair. So, I move accordingly for this number 1 resolution, Mr. Chair.
Seconding, jointly and severally seconded.
Second resolution, Mr. Chair, to conduct a dialogue with the DNR Regional Office, Senro, Ecozone, Chairman, the barangay officials and officials or representatives of the affected farmers and their associations, and the LGU, especially the Office of the City Agriculture, the City Legal and the City Planning Office, with the committees on environment and agriculture as lead committees of the dialogue to be conducted as soon as possible time, since the tenure contracts are set to be expired since 2017, so that this issue can be resolved among the DNR and of course in fairness with Ecozone and the affected Farmers Association, Mr. Chair. I so move.
Dialogue during session or at the committee level?
Committee level, Mr. Chair.
To be presided by the
Environment and Agriculture Committees, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Jointly and severally seconded. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Member Villaflores.
Gracias, Mr. Chair. This is a resolution, Mr. Chair. Last night kasi, I was monitoring a TV news where Meralco announced that walang putulan ng kuryente hanggang end of the month. So I thought of also doing such in Zamboanga City by way of resolution, humbly requesting some Celco management, which is now under the supervision of Crown Desco, to temporarily suspend its policy on the so-called cutting electric connection to delinquent, not to violators of pilferage law, but to the delinquent member consumers or those who cannot pay or those who fail to settle their bills, particularly for the billing cycle of November to December. Why, Mr. Chair? Because many of probably the Zamboangueños can say mga pondo, but because of the yearly season, they might be utilizing a little of their earnings to be with their families. Baka atrasa el nila pago, but policy of some Celco now under Crown Desco is within 24 hours, if you cannot settle your bill, you will be automatically be disconnected. So this is a term of disconnection to delinquent, so member consumers. So therefore, Mr. Chair, I would like to ask some Celco if they can possibly suspend their policy on disconnection policy to delinquent member consumers, those especially cannot settle their bills within the November to December cycle, Mr. Chair. This is just a mere request or some Celco to give way to Zamboangueños. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Jointly and severally seconded. Can
Mr. Chair,
we fast track the resolution kay para man end of December baka ko na ipa-indial pan.
Yes. Baka kurta sila before Christmas. Everybody wants to have blue and white Christmas, but never dark Christmas. Mr. Chair, I have one, but my apology because it came only this no, very important. Christmas, because I think this is our last session and we will have break. Yesterday, together with member Pimpin Pareha, political visitor na Barangay Kulyanan, and we were able to talk with the barangay chairman there, Anastasio Nasinglimen, and he was mentioning about the barangay resolutions of which they passed, addressed to the city engineer's office, to the mayor, through the city engineer's office,
for the possible funding of the construction of drainage at Culianan National High School, the Culianan Rural Service Center, akil ba compound alya din to wherein kanya todo ang mga buildings, and they want a comprehensive drainage project inside. Unfortunately, until now, iaponikal na AIP according to him, but no isip pwede ACL hasta ahora na pwede entra. And together again with Member Pareha, we check that this council has already passed a resolution, because the resolution of Barangay Culianan seeking for a budget for the purpose, yagindaki ka natin na kina-council, that on November 24 session 2020, the council passed a resolution, approved the resolution number 1658, a resolution of the Barangay Council Culianan, reiterating Barangay Resolution dated resolution number 35 dated June 19, 2020. STLD Culianan is tapili sila. The floor leader that time, the temporary floor leader in the person of Honorable Albert C. Atilano Sr., then moved to refer the resolution of Barangay Culianan to the Committee on Public Works, not to the office of the Department of Public Works, but to the Committee on Public Works. So, palabra ayer del kapitan po sentimiento elikanatong kung gobyerno todo ya then may action. So in this resolution of which we discussed on November 24, 2020, ya diskute kita el resolution del Culianan, ya sa liki kay ya referi kita sa na Committee on Public Works. So I would like to find out if tini ba mga committee hearing siya in this regards, or please guide me as to what is going to do, Mr. Chair. Kaya ito si referral na committee on November 20, baka na pala mata committee hearing. We'd like to find out para so that we'll be guided namin.
Can we ask the Committee on Public Works
Yes,
for an update?
Sige.
Member De La Cruz.
Update. So, sino ay pagka man schedule committee hearing later?
Our guest was the barangay chairman himself in attendance during the hearing.
Okay.
And I properly endorsed, together with the members, this particular request of the barangay, since it's really flooded, no? And until now, the city engineer has not taken appropriate action. But if only to support Councilor Jimmy,
yes,
maybe we should have a follow-up, because there are so many priorities of the city engineer, and I think this is one of the priorities we should follow up.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So, probably, Mr. Chair, since there was already a favorable recommendation on the part of the committee, we would like to reiterate or ask the city engineer's office as to the status of the request the Culianan Barangay Council through the recommendation niya sa L Committee.
Was it already reported out? Can you double check the resolution of
Yes.
And then we check also if there is already funding before the are we sure that there is already funding for that before the city engineers can make their actions?
Yes. The barangay chairman claimed that the said project has already been included in their annual investment plan, of which they submitted to the city planning, but unfortunately, nuhay daw alya. Entra. So they're asking.
Hindi, baka pala na AIP, pero nuhay pwede pone pondo na budget.
Okay.
Yes, Member De La Cruz.
Yes, if we could pass on first, second, and third reading on the supplemental budget for a certain priority thing, I think we can also fast-track this request, no? Maybe with the supplemental budget, if it is not in the budget right now.
Correct.
Because I really pity them, no? I have seen the flood, and they came also to ask for help, and sometimes it's very discouraging when no action is taken on. I support the measure of
I think that is proper, Mr. Chair, the suggestion of Member De La Cruz. Since this thing is not included in the annual executive budget, it's very clear kay Nuese. So we'll just ask the executive branch, the Honorable Mayor, through the City Planning Division Office, to possibly include the request of Barangay Kulyanan for the possible funding for the construction of drainage system at Kulyanan National High School, Kulyanan Rural Service Center, and the Children in Conflict with the Law Center, and Medical Center, which is I believe a government complex already. The way included to be given a priority in the inclusion in the preparation for the supplemental budget, Mr. Chair, for 2021. I think that's proper, Mr. Chair. We'll just ask the City Hall to include this in the supplemental budget.
Or secure funding from any lump sum amount available.
Or secure funding from any lump sum amount, Mr. Chair. Subject to start together with the Chairman Committee on Public Works, Mr. Chair, we move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Jointly and severally seconded.
Monsi and Compadre Monsi and Councilor Pimpin Pareha, who yesterday give assurance that this matter will be discussed in the plenary today. So with me, Councilor De La Cruz and Councilor Pimpin Pareha as the principal sponsor.
Next. Member Pareha. Member Pareha. Yung kanal. Tapos na to? Yes, Member Olaso.
At last, thank you for recognizing Mr. Chair.
The first in, first out key. So last to yan, last time kung di ko lamang.
Anyway, Mr. Chair, I think I passed this resolution last year pertaining Sagana, Mr. Chair, going to Lungatong and Recodo. We only have one road there. Natutulungatong pasa to via Ayala or pasa to via Kawit. Or si Kereman to pasa tamin to na bypass via Maasin. Problema kay Mr. Chair, because of this two talamakita large department store, convenience store, I mean, Takiara na Ayala, Yalibanta, el traffic, Mr. Chair, ben terrible. Takidal traffic, Ayala Recodo, ben grabe gayot. Why? Most of the constituent from Tulungatong, they are going to Recodo and Ayala to do their markets, and as well, vice versa. Kawit as well, tanda tamin Ayala y Recodo para comprar nila mga las cosas. So, with this, Mr. Chair, I'm proposing a resolution earnestly requesting the City Budget Officer, the City Planning Officer, Engineer Jojo Sicat, to the Honorable City Mayor, and as well as Honorable Congressman Cesar Jimenez Jr. to study the inclusion in Annual Investment Plan, AIP 2022, the bypass interconnection. Not only to study, but to include in the Annual Investment Plan 2022, the interconnection roads connecting Tulungatong, Ayala, and Recodo, Mr. Chair. With that, Mr. Chair, I move accordingly. Thank you.
Jointly and severally seconded.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Member Jimenez.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to have this honor of sponsoring a resolution of commendation to an employee of the Sangguniang Panlunsod who was served for about 33 long years in the service. And I am referring to the distinguished, where is Rachel?
Where's Rachel?
Rachel Domingo, who is retiring, Your Honor, on January 8, 2021. Subject to style, Mr. Chairman, may we have this resolution recognizing her efforts, especially during my incumbency as the chairman of the Committee on Ordinance. She was very helpful, Mr. Chairman, working overtime. But nevertheless, in those years she has been in the service, she did it exemplarily, and we have no other words than telling Rachel, God bless you always. Move on. So I move accordingly, Mr. Chairman.
Jointly and severally seconded. Hindi man naman request extension, kaya okay lang yung pila. Member Eding has a request. We are expecting a communication from City Hall regarding ito sa Calvin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I beg for the indulgence of the August body if we can siguro pause for recess for 10 to 15 minutes until pwede vira otra vez aquel papeles. It's a MOA between Department of Agriculture and the City Government of Zamboanga because the DA tiene intention ara daw na Conel City unhauling check in the amount of 3 million pesos under the Bayanihan Act to Mr. Chair.
So recess, Anita. The chair calls for 5-minute recess.